my most idealized self. Hi, it's nice to talk to you. I hope it's not too forward of me to say that I would like to be you someday, but perhaps that is foolish of me. Do I romanticize you so much to be unattainable? Are my hopes and dreams truly so grandiose as to be unachievable? But what, per se, is a dream but an end? The greatest end, in fact. I am reminded of a passage from Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics in the chapter Happiness Makes a Life Choice Worthy, where Aristotle debates the specific purpose or function of a human being. First, he ponders if the function is simply to live, but that is not unique to humans. He ponders still if the function is a life of sense perception, but this, too, is not unique to humans. He concludes that the remaining possibility, then, is some sort of life of action of the part of the soul that has reason. That is to say, that the desire of one's soul is their function in life. I wonder, then, if you have found your function. Aristotle claims that happiness is the greatest end to any function. So if our dream has made you happy, then it must be your function. Are you happy, then, my most romanticized self? Or has our dream to create stories that could mean something to people and to leave the world a better place than we found it left us empty? This I fear. Fear, too, is a frequent topic in my mind. What I fear most, I am not sure. Perhaps loss, perhaps failure. Rarely death, however. I do not fear death because I have yet to try living. I save that for later, when I have a university degree and an income. When I do start to live, however, I suspect that fear will come to me. Socrates, on the day of his trial, spoke of his lack of fear of death. Paraphrased by Plato, he said, "A man who is good for anything ought not to calculate the chance of living or dying. He ought only to consider whether, in doing anything, he is doing right or wrong, acting the part of a good man or of a bad." Like me, he does not fear death, but for very different reasons. Socrates does not fear death because he is fulfilled, and he knows he dies a good man, whereas I do not consider myself to have lived a life to be good or bad. Do you fear death, then, my apotheosis? Have you accomplished that which you sought to do? And has it left you a good enough man to die happy? Happiness, again, appears to be the greatest end. Greater than death, perhaps. Today, I consider my calling to be filmmaking, such that my products might bring a smile to the faces of those who need them, just as my favorite films did to my face. I fear, more than loss or failure, that after doing so I will not be happy. I will not have achieved my greatest end. That is when I will fear death. I hope that I will fear nothing, like you. But you do not exist, at least not yet. You are potential, myself in the future I wish to see. But wishing does not make the future. To have the good life I seek, time must be spent to collect that which makes a life good, for me, an education and a portfolio, and to grow comfortable with whatever my function might be. No longer can I wait to live. I suppose it is fruitless to dwell on the future. Rather than sit and ponder whether or not I will be happy and not fear death, I should take action. For, at the end of the day, or the end of a lifetime, you and I are the same. Yours and mine, Jeremy.